Hi, in this video, we'll take a look at how the Axway Amplify Fusion AI Gateway demo, which handled LLM orchestration, conversation management, and guardrails, was built. So first, let's just take a look at the implementation. Let me come over here. And this is the API. And you can see here the API has a prompt, a conversation ID, which is optional. So for new conversations, leave that empty. And there's a requested model, which we're not using. And it returns a message, a conversation ID, which can be generated in the API if it's a new conversation. And it will respond with the model used because I may route users to different models. So I can respond to the client with what model was used. It's of course using OAuth 2 security, and I'm using Keycloak in this case. And the API is kind of simple. Let's go take a look at the integration. It just calls a service. And let me go into the service where all the work is done. And first thing I do is I call a service which actually takes the JWT token and extracts client ID, and it also extracts the user role, which I'll explain in a moment. The next thing it does, it validates the prompt, and then it checks the prompt against using the Lakera Guard connector. And I can send the prompt, and it will tell me whether it's, what's the response here? It will tell me whether it's flagged or not. And here I check if it's flagged, and if it is, I exit. If it's not flagged, then I check to see if there's an existing conversation, and that goes to Postgres using the database connector. So I won't get into all the details here, but I do have a Postgres table which has a conversation ID. I also track the client ID, so different clients will not be able to see other clients' conversations, and in each one I just maintain the conversation, the full conversation. So that's how we can maintain the context. So that's that, fairly straightforward. And then what I do is I get the user role, and I check to see if it's a premium role. Then I will call OpenAI. So that's the LLM orchestration. Otherwise, I'll use Groq. So that's why for the first user, they were using Groq with the LLM, with the Llama model. So if I go to the connector, you'll see it's using the Llama model versus using the GPT-4o Mini, I think it was. Then I check the response through Lakera, and again, this is where the response guard railing was happening. And if it's okay, I append the response to the conversation, and then I write that to the database, and then I set the response back to the user. So very simple integration. Oh, the one thing I forgot to mention is if either of the, depending on which LLM is you're routed to, if either of those fail for whatever reason, maybe the model's deprecated, maybe there's some maybe Groq is down, then I also can check the response and go to Anthropic. So this gives me kind of failover for the LLM. So if either of those first LLMs fail, I will send the request to Anthropic, and then of course again check the response and run it through a guardrail call. So that's that. The last thing we can look at is Keycloak. Okay, so I have a couple different clients. So I have client credential clients. I've also got PKCE Auth code with PKCE clients, and that's what was used in the demo. And the users are where the role is handled. So I first logged in with leor.brenman at Gmail, and you'll see they've got a standard, or they have a standard role. But the other user, leor.brenman +1, they had a premium role. So that was how I was able to kind of route users to different LLMs based on their role in my OAuth directory. And that is how the demo works. So it's pretty easy to build in Axway Amplify Fusion's AI Gateway. Thank you.